Welcome back, everybody, as we continue our talk this morning here in KFire in Bismarck, KOLY Mobridge, KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota. All the stations listening in here, if you're trying me on YouTube, try it now as I keep resetting it. I think it went through this time here. So all the folks here on my YouTube Live, welcome as you continue back on here. And we are talking with Jeff Jensen from Jerry's Gun and Pawn Shop in Mobridge, South Dakota. You know, Jeff, I know I probably talked to you too long during the break. You missed my Prairie Dog commercial, did you?
I did. I didn't get to hear it.
Well, we'll have another chance.
I'll make it a point to listen.
Yeah. We'll make sure we get there here. So phone lines are always open at 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682 is the phone number here as we continue on. And we'll go to the phone lines here. Let's jump in here. Let's go to Jamie. What are you up to this morning, Jamie?
Oh, I'm just on my way to Golden Valley. Me and some friends and family members are having a Second Amendment Day at the farm today, so we got a bunch of tannerite and all kinds of guns and ammo and watermelons and you name it, we're going to shoot out there. So,
Jamie, I tell you,
hell of a day.
You know what here's what you need to do. Go buy one of those 5 or 10 pound bags of flour, and you put that on top of the jar of tannerite. On a day like today, It makes a beautiful mushroom cloud, man. It's awesome.
Well, you know what? Actually, what I have is Marty Beard gave me a big bag from inside of a fire extinguisher that wasn't being used anymore, and I've shot one before. That puts a pretty good nuke cloud in the air too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Say,
so I was going to ask your guest here. I know everybody knows AR sales were super hot when Obama was in there talking about assault weapons bans and all that. And so, what's the hot selling item now? What's the hot selling firearm now at your place there?
You know, if I had to lay money on one thing, it'd probably still be concealed carry firearms, concealed carry pistols.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
The market has come out with a lot. I mean, and everybody's trying to get their piece of the pie, you know. But Taurus, they improved their Millennium Pro with the G2C, and you know, a $260 gun. It's been a good seller. You know, now Mossberg jumped into the market with their concealed carry pistol. I've sold a couple. No feedback one way or the other that I've been hearing from customers on that one. Obviously, the Glock 42, 43, they're still solid guns and sell quite a few of those. But, yeah, it seems like concealed carry is where it's at unless somebody's specifically looking for bolt action hunting rifle or a coyote rifle or whatever.
Yeah, I've been trying to convince myself to do another AR, but I can't. So I bought a MP 2.0, the 5-inch barrel pistol, and boy, I'm real happy with that. I didn't have a full-size 9mm. I got a couple carry pistols.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Solid gun.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, it is real nice.
So are you still shooting?
Right, well,
hold on, Jamie. Are you still shooting your 308? Right. Are you still a 308 fan?
Well, I am a 308 fan, but, you know, after I had a couple of shoulder surgeries, I had to go down to that wimpy 6.5 Creedmoor now. Shoot that.
Let's ask Jeff.
I'm not bad-mouthing that Creedmoor, man. That thing's sweet. I got nothing bad to say about that. That thing, that thing kicks butt. I love that. Actually, I got a couple of my buddies that buy them too. So,
yeah.
And my dad smoked a nice mule deer with his, and boy, he was pretty impressed with how quick it killed it and dropped it, and the accuracy of it. He didn't miss with it. So,
I feel a kindred spirit here.
What's that, Jeff?
I feel a kindred spirit because I'm a 308 guy too with 165 Creedmoor, and God dang it, every time I shoot it, it just keeps taking me to the dark side.
Come on now, guys.
Oh man, I tell you what, 129 SSTs, I reload for it, and my God, that thing will just shoot a little clover leaf about every time I shoot it. It is an amazing cartridge. There's no, and that's with a cheap rifle. That's a Ruger American I shoot. I don't know if I could get any better with an expensive one the way that thing shoots.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you what, I have sold quite a few of them 6.5 Creedmoors in that Ruger American, and I've got a guy who owns probably most every Browning made, and his go-to gun is his Ruger American 6.5. When he goes to a coyote hunt, That's his gun. That's his gun. The Ruger American 6.5 Predator.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, that's what I got. I got a Predator and I got a Ruger Ranch 223 with a threaded barrel, of course. And then I got the 17 American. Boy, I mean, they're all just amazingly accurate little rifles for that price. I don't know how they do it, but I guess that CNC machining's the cat's meow now.
Yeah.
Everybody can get a nice cheap rifle and shoot great.
But here's they make cheap rifles, but the rifles now, the technology is so far advanced. It's not like the 1970s Savages out there or anything anymore. I mean, these rifles, no matter which one you buy, is pretty darn good anymore.
Well, Scott,
That's
I got to
true.
stop you on the cheap. We don't use the word cheap. We use inexpensive.
Oh, okay.
Or
Inexpensive.
a more affordable.
Affordable. There you go. I like that. Hey, if you want to make that rifle more expensive, you can start buying add-ons for it, Magpul stock or Boyd's gun stock, and I don't know. I've put stocks on different, you always hear that free flow at this and free flow at that, but I don't know. I've tried that, and usually it makes them less accurate. So I don't have a problem with the old plastic Tupperware stocks. Plus, they're pretty much, indestructible, and if you get them wet, you don't have a tear in your eye because your nice wood stock's going to get warped or something, All right, I'm going to let you guys go here.
Okay, thanks, Jamie. Appreciate the call.
Check out my Facebook page later, Scott. You'll see some good stuff on Sunday night. I'm sure I'll put it on there.
Post those videos. See if you can get banned like Marty Beard.
Well, I don't know. You got to do some pretty crazy stuff to get out there like him, don't you?
I don't know. I don't think what he did was very crazy, but anyway, I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, all right. I agree with you there.
Yeah. All right, man.
Common sense will get you banned from Facebook. That's what happened to him. All right. You guys have a good day. Good talking to you.
You too, man.
Thanks a lot, Jamie. Appreciate
Thank
it. You bet. 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682 is the phone number today. And Jeff, we were talking about what I have coming up here. Coming in tomorrow, flying into Rapid City and driving all the way because, that's how airports work around this area. 3.5 hours from the airport. Keith Warren from the Pursuit Channel's The High Road, his cameraman, the head honcho from Timber Creek Outdoors or Timber Creek Incorporated, which makes accessories for your ARs. And a fourth person, I'm not sure what company he's with. I think it's with some ammunition company. They're coming up and they're filming here Monday and Tuesday and part of Wednesday here at the ranch, shooting prairie dogs. And you want to talk about a guy. You want to go to his YouTube channel and see prairie dogs flying in slow motion. That's one of the guys there that he's one of the TV guys that is not scared to put that stuff on the air at all.
Yeah. And I don't know why you should be.
No, you shouldn't be. And YouTube is kind of mad at him a little bit. And I thought they were mad at me this morning, but I got that fixed here. But so that's going to be exciting here. And the Timber Creek guy says, hey, Scott, go on my website. Anything you want for your AR, put a list together. I'm bringing it with me. We'll fix up your AR. And I was like, holy cow, I told you this the other day. I haven't pulled my AR out of my case in like 7 years. I just, I just don't use them. I guess, I have it. I just don't use them. It's been a long time. Yeah. Here's the thing.
Does it miss you? It probably misses you, Scott.
Well, maybe it's because it's not dressed up. I'm going to put this old AP4. I'm going to dress it up. I'm going to give it a facelift is what I'm going to do. So we'll still.
You're going to make it shiny and attractive to you.
No, not really shiny and attractive. I'm not that kind of guy. If you see YouTube, you know darn well I'm not shiny or attractive. But we'll see how that goes. But no, we'll see how that is. I think it should be a lot of fun, though. I mean, shooting prairie dogs, filming it, and then trying to put up hay at the same time. Plus, I'm up against a break here. Are you going to stay with me for the second half, Jeff? Do you have time?
I sure can, Scott.
All right,
yeah.
we can talk a little bit more here. We'll come back here. Jeff Jensen is my guest here from Jerry's Gun and Pawn Shop in Mobridge, South Dakota. The phone lines are open, 888-9-DAKOTA. Let's talk anything you want to talk about here because we have the expert advice going on right now. We'll be back more on Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition, KFYR in Bismarck, KOLY in Mobridge, and also KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota. It's all coming up more on the second half of the show after this.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame now open 7 days a week in historic Medora. Plan to come spend some time with us and absorb all that is new for 2019. We have a new digital display as well as stunning photography and more in the Hall of Honorees, new displays throughout the museum, and more. Follow the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame on Facebook and learn more about us at NorthDakotaCowboy.com. And consider becoming a member today at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. Come ride with us into the future, proudly honoring and preserving our past.
Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. Again, sitting with Joe talking about deer hunting coming around the corner. When it comes to deer list, you don't think about your wife's deer list. It's deer hunting, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. She doesn't make very good venison.
Let's talk about the rifles for deer season here. You got plenty of them to choose from, but name like some of the top three that people are coming in and they're just flying off the shelf.
Well, I would say the Marlins, Ruger Americans, of course, the Remingtons, of course. Savage is a super gun out of the box. They're as good as any of them as far as accuracy right out of the box.
What are some of the special things that coming around deer season, like optics, ammunition people are looking at? I know rangefinders are kind of big, and you guys carry a full line of optics as well.
Rangefinders is quite a thing. I mean, you got your cheaper ones, you got your higher ones. You're going to buy one, you may as well buy a good one that'll get out there.
Mandan Sporting Goods, it's 210 East Main. Stop by. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton. Every hour, hundreds upon thousands of prairie dogs are being shot, flying in the air all alone, waiting for someone to help. Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Please say that you'll be the answer to an innocent prairie dog who is being aimed at. An animal that needs your help right now. Please consider a monthly gift and adopt a prairie dog. For just $20 a month, I personally will rescue a prairie dog from the sights of a rifle with medical care, food, shelter, and love. Send your donation today, and I'll send you a picture of your adopted sod puppy. This is your chance to say, I won't sit by while a prairie dog can be adopted for such a small monthly donation. Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651. Welcome back, everybody, as we continue our journey on Dakota Prairie Outdoors here on a Saturday morning. Good to have you along. Everybody that's with me on YouTube as well, thank you. 3 great radio stations covering the Missouri River Basin. KFYR out of Bismarck, KOLY out of Mobridge, and KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota. The Dakota Territory of the Missouri River Basin is covered along worldwide on the web here, YouTube Live. I think we got it figured out here. So, Marty Beard, if you're trying to get on again, maybe they're blocking you from YouTube as well. We'll never know here. Jeff Jensen from Jerry's Gun and Pawn Shop out of Main Street. I don't know. It's not Main Street. It's Highway 12 in Mobridge. I always say Main Street.
Grand Crossing, Highway 12.
Yeah, I always say Main Street because it feels like it. When you come into town, it's such a friendly little place, and it seems like everything's right there. Except the Legion. Which,
see, now that is on Main Street.
It is. I figured that out here when I was fishing. You know, you and I were talking about Brent Chemnitz, and did you see his updated motel rooms?
Actually, yeah, I saw the kind of the progression. I'd stop over and visit with him and seeing them stripped out, and as they came together, they look amazing, don't they?
I tell you what, you know, I mean, new wiring, new plumbing, new rooms, the whole works. When you walk in there, everything now has to have USB power cord, you know, capability, and he does. He has great Wi-Fi service. And I could do my show right there. You know, I went to Anchorage, Alaska. A nice, I don't know what Anchorage is, a couple 100,000, 300,000 people, I don't know, whatever it is. And the internet service was so slow, it took me on my daily program, it took me 3 hours for each, and I do 3 different shows for different stations to upload. It took me 9 hours to upload my radio program one night and into the morning.
Oh my.
At Brent's place at the Mole Rest, 30 seconds. That's the difference right there. So when people say, oh, these big cities have something special over small towns, no, they don't. Not at all. I'll tell you that right now. So there's
and one of the things I always say is about the difference between big cities and small towns is we may not have something going on every minute of every day like the city does, but you're never going to meet kinder, nicer people. And, you know, give me my small town and bless those who live in the cities that they can have it.
I can't even say it's fun to visit, man. It really isn't for me. You know, I mean, oh, it's fun to visit those big. No, I'm sorry, it's not. Well, you know, what for? Shopping? I can do that online. All right. Food?
Yeah.
My wife cooks way better than any restaurant can. You know, so you know, that's just the way it is. Now, I was supposed to have Kirsten Baszler, North Dakota Public Construction here, Superintendent for Public Construction, on my program, and I wanted to discuss a few things. And you and I during the break. Did you hear the Prairie Dog commercial? Did you find that?
I did hear it.
Are you going to donate? Are you donating to me or not?
I don't know that I care enough about the life of that prairie dog to give you any money to save it, guys.
Maybe I got to do a commercial where if you send me $20, I'll shoot one for you. We'll really get the haters really hating at that point here. But anyway, I talked to her earlier this week in Medora, and we were discussing North Dakota, kind of modeled the South Dakota law that I think it was 2 years ago that South Dakota passed. If the school boards approve it in their school district, that they will allow concealed carry for, you know, if teachers want to, or whoever that works in that school system, as long as they have a class and they go through the training, to be able to conceal carry in the school to protect those students. North Dakota passed it this last legislative session. And I talked to Kirsten Baszler about it a little bit, and she said she's excited for it because you know, it's an unnecessary step that we never thought would happen, because all of us used to show up in schools in the parking lot and every vehicle had a gun in it because we hunted on the way to school and the way back from school. But times are
and one little thing you're even missing there, Scott.
What's that?
We left the damn car doors unlocked too.
Yeah, we
never had to worry about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I get this. For when I was in kindergarten, I brought my brother's gun in for show and tell into the school. All right. So, I mean, it was a little country school out there in the middle of nowhere, but still, I mean, things have definitely changed. So they modeled the South Dakota law a little bit, and then they tweaked it just a little bit by saying that I believe if you're a teacher and you are concealed carry and you're in the process of teaching your class and something goes down, you cannot leave your classroom. You're in charge of protecting that class. So it has to be somebody else that may be concealed carry that has to step in and do that. But I thought it was a good step. It's too bad that in these times and these days that we have to worry about things like this. But
Right.
on
Yeah.
the other
It'd be
hand,
a lot better if we
yeah.
didn't need that law at all.
Right,
But
absolutely.
we live in the world that we live in.
Have you ever been to a public school and tried to walk in lately? There's some pretty high security maintenance going on there. I mean, it's difficult to get into a school right now.
I've got grandkids in school, and some of them, I know the bigger ones, the metal detectors, you got to be buzzed in the door. And again, look what they're protecting. What they're protecting is more important than money at a bank. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think they should have that kind of protection.
Yeah. So when it comes, when Jamie called in here, and by the way, the phone lines are open to anybody listening in that wants to call in and discuss any type of topic. We'll give it our best shot. 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682 is the phone number. And, when you and I were discussing before, there's a certain piece of legislation that came in South Dakota wise too, a concealed carry. It's now constitutional carry in South Dakota.
Yeah, you can carry, if you're a South Dakota resident, you can carry a concealed weapon without a permit within the bounds of the state. And, I've had people come up and ask me my thoughts because I am past law enforcement and, as a cop, what do you think about that? And it's like, as a cop, I treated everybody I walked up to as if they were armed anyways. So, I guess, obviously if you're a felon, you still can't carry. And if you're not supposed to possess a gun, those rules still apply. But, as a cop, I truly, you truly suspected everybody had a weapon on them of some kind, whether it was a knife, a gun, or a screwdriver. But I don't know if it changed my perspective now that I'm not in law enforcement. Again, being a pro Second Amendment guy, I guess I really, I'm for it. I am for it.
Yeah. Well, let's go to the phone lines here, and I think I recognize the number. Jesse, is that you?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, welcome. How long has it been since you and I have been down to Mobridge and just, took in one of those NRA events? It was a good time last time we were there.
Yeah, probably 2 years, maybe 3.
3 years already, yeah.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I was down for some fishing, but, I haven't got to see Jeff in a while, so.
How you doing, bud?
Not too bad. How are things going down there?
We're still kicking.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to come down there. I was going to ask you, is the fishing, Scott was down there a few weeks ago. What's the fishing doing since he was down there? Do you know? Is it up here? It's the wake is flipped. It's really strange, but things are hot on the South Shore right now.
Well, the rumor going around is since Scott was here, there seems to be a void of walleye in the Mobridge area.
Darn right.
Yeah. No, I think the fish are still there. They're still catching, them 14 to 16, 17 inch fish it's getting tougher, but that's the normal game around here. As the water temp gets a little hotter, it gets a little tougher to find them, but the big fish, they go deep to wherever they go. They got the big casino tournament out here this weekend, so it'll be interesting to see how all those guys do, but hell, they might be running all the way down to Pier to all the way up into the North Dakota border. Who knows where they're going?
Yeah, there's
some of these new rigs that are floating around.
Yeah, they can run 70 mile an hour, half them boats. It's crazy.
Oh God, 21 footers with 350s on them. It's like, oh my God, you must really hate walleyes, or you got a really good sponsorship.
Yeah, I think that second one's probably the case.
I don't know about that. Say, Jesse, you said that the fishing's flipped on Lake Sakakawea. For the listeners that are fishing that way, what are you talking about?
Well, for the longest time here this spring and even into the summer, with as cool as our weather was, everybody was going to North Shore. North Shore was what was hot up on them flats where you and I had fished, and then all along the whole lake. And now all of a sudden here in the last week and a half, people are catching a lot of fish and a lot of big fish on the South Shore. Talked to a friend of mine yesterday that there was 2 people in the boat. The third person headed up there. They were a fish shy of their limit. 20 plus inchers, and it did not take them that long. I'm supposed to be in the boat with them this morning, but I got a little late at the county fair last night with the girls on the ride, so I'm just getting rolling here today. So I'm going to head up there. And
I like how you blame it on. Don't blame it on your kids. Don't blame it on your kids. Come on.
I did, and I wasn't even in the beer garden. I was chasing them around the dang rides. Be a better excuse if I was in the beer garden all night, but that's not the way it rolled, I guess. Old parental duties.
So let me ask you, Jesse, here, if you were to walk into Jeff's gun shop, what would be the, whether pistol or rifle, what would be kind of the new exciting thing that you'd be looking for, that you would like to have? Well, I mean, we both have plenty of weaponry in our safes, and my brother Kurt visited me here a couple weekends ago, and he walked through the old ranch house, and he's like, "Why do you have a gun in every corner of the house?" I said, "Because I can."
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So what would it be? You walk into Jeff's shop, you're looking at guns. What's the one that's going to trigger you right now?
Boy, that's a hard question. I haven't been in a gun store in so long. You know, the one thing, and this is just me personally, because I still do not own a 30-30 lever action.
Oh, well, Jeff found me 1 years ago.
I got a 45-70. I've got a 44 mag lever action. I do not own a 30-30.
Yeah.
So for me personally, that's probably the first thing I'd do is see what the heck he's got on the shelf to look at in that old school realm.
It's funny you said that, because you went to lever action, and the gun that I'm looking for is a lever action 410.
Henry's making one now.
I know Henry makes it, but I mean, I don't know. I've heard some good things about Henry's, and I've heard some bad things about Henry's, and most of them always are the firing pin.
Oh,
or not, Jeff?
That's interesting. Yeah, I've never. I mean, the thing with guns are they're machine products put together by human beings, and there's always the potential for something. But my gosh, I sell a lot of Henrys, and I've never had to send a Henry back.
Okay.
I've never had one that had to go back.
I think the thing you're probably hearing about, Scott, is their rim fires. We did have to send back my dad's 17 octagon barrel Henry lever. The firing pin did go out of that, and they now have an upgraded kit. They put a newer style pin in there, they said, when I talked to the rep on the phone. But I don't think they have any issues with their center fire rifles.
Okay. All right. Well, you're not the only one I've heard it from. But that would still be the one I'd be looking for, because I'd love to go back when I first started hunting pheasant and grouse and partridge, and I wanted a 12 gauge like my brother in the worst way. And my mom said, "You ain't getting one of them until you shoot one with this old 410. Okay. Well, single action hammered 410. And I finally got my first pheasant with it. Now I want to go back to that style. But I don't want a single shot. I want a lever action.
Right.
And I want to take it back to the 410 days again. So I don't know.
You kind of came up in the hunting world like I did. I had a little single shot 410, and I can remember going duck hunting with my dad and his buddy, and ducks would come in, and there's boom, 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 pop. It's like, I only get to shoot one time.
I'm going to make it count.
Well, and that was my dad's theory: is you got one shot, make it count, become a good shot, then you can go to something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy, we kind of proved that. Scott was talking about not looking at his AR for 6-7 years.
Hold on, I made a mistake. Jamie, that called in earlier, put a Timney trigger in it for me, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago. So it was out of the case about that time, but I haven't shot it.
But
since.
It's just, we kind of proved that theory with coyote hunting, at least for us. I know there's guys out there that can be probably patient and take their time and shoot, but as soon as I'm hunting coyotes with an AR, my mind immediately goes, I got a whole crap load of bullets. Let's just start shooting. And then I don't hit a damn thing. So I'd be better off with a single shot rifle when I'm coyote hunting.
Maybe that's what we got to go to for you next time. We found, Jeff,
right,
we found the secret to Jesse's and my coyote tournament success this last year is we can't hunt with each other. We have to use different partners, because me and John won Sturgis, and we play second or third in the bison tournament, and Jesse won Galva with his partner. And so the key is not to shoot with each other.
We just got to make sure we go different directions, because if we're both there, then we both can't win.
Yeah. Jamie says it's a Rock River Arms trigger, not a Timney trigger. So I didn't even get that right. That's how often I looked at that AR. Good grief.
Yeah, I still need to take mine down to him. That's the hang up on those inexpensive ARs. Is they show up with a pretty crappy trigger on them usually, and that's the downfall of the one that I still have. Is it's not even real fun to shoot.
I will tell you this: even with a crappy mil-spec trigger, if you pull it enough times, it will smooth out and lighten up a little bit.
Huh.
Oh, you'd think mine would be as smooth as butter then. All right, boys, I better get to the lake before my people that are willing to take me fishing tell me I can't come no more.
All right, we'll catch you later. Thanks for the call.
Get to it.
Have a good day.
You bet. Going to the lake. You see, here's the thing. I get, but this is my time off, is my hour radio program on Saturday mornings here, Jeff, because after I get done here, I already hear the rest of the crew. They're getting everything ready to go to move these cows. And then I got to jump in the cutter and get some more hay on the ground here before it rains. So, and he's having a tough day. He had to wake up late, so, go because he was at the fair and rides all night, and he's got to go fishing.
Yep.
It must
it's
be tough.
us guys who are adulting on a Saturday. It kind of sucks, don't it?
You're open today, right? I mean, the shop opens here in about 9 minutes, I'm guessing.
Actually, no, I actually open at 10 now.
Oh, okay. So open at 10 o'clock. And can we get, if somebody's listening on any of the radio stations, especially in KLLY and Mobridge, and they're like, what can we get from Jeff? If we stop in and say, we heard it on the radio station, what could they get today? Is there anything that you could do with that or not?
A
free rifle.
What do I have on hand?
Yeah, like free rifles.
Right.
Like anybody right now, if you walk in at 10 o'clock and the first person to walk in and say, I heard it on KOLY or KFYR or KGFX, walks in there, your choice, any rifle in the shop, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Come on.
I can tell you this. I am more than willing, free of charge, to give anybody who asks really bad advice. I'll tell you what. Here's what I will do, Scott.
Top-notch bad advice. Yeah.
I got 100-round Remington Golden Bullet box of 22 long rifle. The first person who comes in said they heard me on your show today, I'll give them a box of 22
Nice.
shells.
Well, that's nice of you. That used to be a hot commodity, 22. What happened there? Now you don't hear about that scare anymore, do you?
I think all of the people who were hoarding it and people that were buying it just so they could resell it at 3 times value, they kind of lost interest or whatever, and maybe the ammunition for the production stepped up. Right. Even in the middle of that 3-year shortage, these companies are saying they were making more rimfire than they ever had in their entire career, in the existence of the companies, and couldn't catch up. But they've caught up. Matter of fact, I just ran a sale at my shop here a couple weeks ago on Friday. I had bricks of Aguila 38 grain hollow points for $20.
Yeah.
So, it's been a long time since you could buy a brick of hollow point shells or ammo for $20.
Right. Yeah. We used to buy the rounds of 500 bricks for what, $10, $8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like a year or two. I'm not going to say that how long it's been here, but hey, Jeff, I appreciate you taking time on the show here today. Thanks for covering both half hours, and have yourself just a dandy weekend, and hopefully we can catch up sometime soon, man.
Yeah, sounds good, Scott. Glad you had me on. Appreciate it.
You bet. Have yourself a great day, man. Thanks a lot.
You bet.
Thank you. Jeff Jensen from Jerry's Gun and Pun Shop, Mobridge, South Dakota. Check out my daily program. Go to DakotaPrairieOutdoors.com, or you can listen to any one of these stations all across North and South Dakota and catch that way too. And if you're one of the haters, feel free. You can Facebook me. You can email me, Scott@ndsupernet.com. You can call me. There you go. My phone number's on the YouTube channel right there, and I'll be more than happy to talk with you. Have yourself a great weekend. All right, YouTube, have yourself a great one. Thanks for tuning in.